Yo, what's poppin', people? Cobra Star Green back with you guys in the video there. Look, you guys first time finding my channel, anything like that for your boy, please hit the subscribe button. Also like the video. Yes, today I will be having my review for the new Kung Fu Panda 4. Yes, I'll be having my review for it, telling you guys if it is good or if you guys should wait. So with saying that, cue the intro.
We got a problem, 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 it's probably you. Yeah, we got a problem, we got a problem, yeah, we got a problem, we got a problem, we got a problem.
So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it now. I know y'all see this green screen behind me. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. That's why I haven't like turned it on and used it officially for this video, because it's kind of weird, so I'm still trying to figure it out. But let's go ahead and talk about this movie, man. So I know I'm gonna get blowback for this, but this is the first Kung Fu Panda movie I've seen out the entire series, y'all. I know I'm starting at 4. I know, I'm sorry. I heard it last night. I ain't trying to hear it again. I know I started here. But I feel like there's some advantages with starting here. You're like, Cobra, no, there's not. Well, I'll get to them in a little bit. But I'll just say this, man. These movies are a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I noticed watching this last one. This is a fun movie. It's a very, very fun movie. But let's go ahead and break down the plot first. So, Po must train a new warrior when he's chosen to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. However, when a powerful shape-shifting sorceress sets her eyes on the Staff of Wisdom, he suddenly realizes he's going to need some help. Teaming up with the quick-witted fox, Po soon discovers that heroes can be found in the most unexpected places. Now, if it sounds like I was reading from like Wikipedia or something, yeah, I was. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Like, from what I got from the plot, Po don't want to give it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, look, I don't want to raise a new apprentice or a new dragon warrior. I'm still good. That's Po in this movie. I'm good. Like, everybody be asking him like, no, find a new one. No. He's like. No, it's me, I'm the new one. So Po doesn't want to give up this dragon warrior. And I'm pretty sure in the last 3 movies, you see exactly why he was a dragon warrior. So I see why he don't give it up. He's like, what y'all calling me, old or something? So this whole entire movie, like I said, just goes through it and him realizing like, yeah, maybe it is time for me to give it up. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can really say without really giving away too much amount of spoilers. Let's go ahead and get right into the movie. So, like I said, this is the first one I've seen out this entire series. I didn't know what to expect. I just know fans love these movies. They eat these movies up. And the first thing I will say about this movie is, I'll get the good out the way, because this movie has some good, it has some bad, at least in my eyes. The good, what really stood out the most, how likable these goddamn characters are. These characters are so likable, and it starts with Jack Black, man, as Po. He is I see why he's our main player here. He's very likable. I even say he's lovable in watching this movie. I'm like, I can see why kids go get his toys. You know what I'm saying? You see some Kung Fu fans out there that dress up as him. I see it. Jack Black in a lot of things is just great. And here, he's great again. I just don't think they gave him a lot to work with, I'll say. Like, he does a great job with being Po. His voice acting is great. I didn't even realize it was Jack Black for a while. But it's just, his character just seems like they're kind of running out of ideas to do with. You know, and now that could be just because we're on the 4th movie. So I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, where do we keep going from here? But it felt like in this movie, they're like, all right, we got this one, and after this, we don't know what to do anymore with this character. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I kind of felt like from his character. Because I'm like, all right, this is our main protagonist here. But it just feels like there's just not a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should be a lot going on with this character, but there isn't. That's just the vibe I got from that character. Now, the character I do think that got a whole lot to work with. Well, I'll say one thing this movie struggles with is character development. And that's maybe because we're on the 4th one. But there's a lot of missing character development with all these players in our movie. But there's one character that got a lot of character development, and that is Aquafina's character. She plays Zen, I feel like, the fox in this movie. And I'm pretty sure this is our first time we're getting introduced to her character. I may or may not be wrong on that, but she gets a lot. Like, she has a really good character arc in this movie because At first, she's a thief, pretty much. Well, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but she's a thief early on, and she has a character arc from that. I'm not gonna explain the character arc or anything like that, but let's just say that she has growth with her character, and she has the most amount of character development on anybody else in this movie. No one else comes even close to her character development. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Now Awkwafina, it's funny because I'm not too fond of her as an actor, because I feel like in these movies she kind of plays the same role over and over and over again. She's always that sidekick friend that's always trying to be the comic relief in the movies, and she's the same way here a little bit too. But I'll say in this movie it kind of fit more. Like her character, I'm like, in a lot of other movies I kind of see her as annoying, you know what I'm saying, or like, you're doing a lot. But in this one, I was like, wow, this one, she actually fits in this movie very, very well. So I would say the best character I feel like in the movie was Awkwafina, Zen. That's who I feel like. Now there's other players. You have Mr. Ping. I'm not sure who his father is. They're in the movie. You also have the villain of the film. I'll talk about the villain of the film really quickly. They did not give the villain of the film a lot to work with. Okay, look, I did not know Viola Davis was playing the villain. I was just like listening to her, and I'm like, why does it sound like Viola Davis? But why would Viola Davis be in Kung Fu Panda? You know, that's just what's going through my mind. I looked up after the movie. I was like, oh, that was Viola Davis. She don't got a lot to do, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Her main power, she's called the chameleon or something, and her main thing is she can shape into like anybody else. Like she can turn into an elephant, she can turn into a tiger, you know what I'm saying? That's her, and her main thing is like every other villain. She just wants to take over the world. They don't do nothing new with her character. And honestly, I thought the weakest thing they did with her character was in the first minute of the movie. The first scene is them introducing this character and how she's terrorizing the neighborhood pretty much. And I just thought, I'm like, wow, it's gonna be one of these villains, you know what I'm saying? And when you first get introduced to her character, it just goes down here from there. I feel like I see what they wanted to do with it, because with her character you can open up a lot of possibilities. So like I said, her character could change into a lot of different characters. So what I was getting from this movie was that she was shifting into like villains from previous movies, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, that's for nostalgia, that's for the lore, that's for the fans right here. I'm like, oh, I get why they made this character. Literally, I get it. I'm like, you make this character so you can go back and the fans can be like, oh my God, that's what you call him. You know, I get it. They could have made this villain stronger. You know, they could have done something with her, because they don't give her a lot to do here. They're not the last scene ain't climactic. It's rough, Viola Davis in this movie, and it's nothing against her. It's just the writing, or the character. I think that there was nothing against any of the actors in this movie. I just feel like the writing of their characters just weren't strong. And I'll just say this, from a story standpoint also, I felt like this story wasn't that strong. The story is kind of like generic and kind of bland. It's very simple. Now, I was talking to my friend that's seen the other ones, and he was telling me that this movie did have the weakest story out of all four of them. So I'm like, okay, I need to go watch the other ones then, because like, yeah, this Kung Fu Panda 4 movie, this story was not that strong at all. But like I said, I was hearing that the other ones are better. So and this is the weakest one, and I'm like, okay, this is the weakest story out of the four. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I will take it. You know what I'm saying? But another thing I'll give this movie. I'm saying the characters are fun. Comedy's really good. I think I said that early on, or if I didn't, I'll get into that a little bit more in a little bit. But another thing I'll say, man, the action that's in this movie is really, really done well. I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to animation, you know, you gotta put a little more effort into your acting, or into your action. And I felt like here, how the animation blended in with the action, I thought it worked. I'm like, yo, I'm really engaged in these fights that I'm seeing on the screen. These work. These are so much amount of fun. I can tell who is who, because I've been watching some action movies. I'm like, all right, who is that? Who? All right, well, I'm losing my mind here. This one works. I'm like, yo, I'm seeing what's going on. I'm enjoying what's going on. This is working for me. It's another thing that was working for me was the comedy here. I don't know if I really got too deep into the comedy. I don't know. I've been recording this like crazy, but the comedy is actually really done well here. I didn't know that. I didn't know Kung Fu series really had good comedy like that. There's a lot of jokes in this movie that hit. They hit. Like, man, I'm like that one dude that really don't want to be at a movie concert or a concert at all. I'm like that one guy that's just always like this while I'm watching it. That's how I started out watching Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm watching it like, But after a while, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay. Like, their jokes were hitting. And that's something that was so refreshing because a lot of these movies I've seen lately, these jokes don't be hitting. I don't be laughing. And this, 50% of the movie I was laughing. I ain't know my old, y'all could call me old, y'all could call me whatever. I'm 26 years old. But my 26-year-old ass was laughing at this movie. This movie was funny. I'm like, it got me. I love what I'm seeing here. So the comedy is great. I think, I'm not going back and forth with what I like, what I didn't like. This is kind of like a downer, and I gotta look at the other movies. These movies, at least this one, needed more time to breathe, I feel like. This movie was like an hour and 38 minutes, 39 minutes, something like that. And it didn't allow enough time for things to, like I say, breathe. You know what I'm saying? I thought they added more time. They could have got more character development in there from maybe our other characters. Because there's like a side plot also with I don't know if that's Pooh's brother or who that is, or his uncle or something, and his dad trying to find him too. I was just like, y'all could have really cut a lot of it. I was saying y'all could cut this and added some more stuff. Let's focus on Pooh and Aquafina's character. You know what I'm saying? Let's get them more development there. But it just felt like this movie was kind of rushing a little bit. Like it was rushing towards the finish line or rushing towards that third act. Because like the third act is, yeah, it's climactic in ways. You know what I'm saying? You got Poe. I'm not going to spoil anything. But you got Poe, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff in the trailer that you might see. But it felt like the movie was just rushing to get to that point. Instead of like trying to tell a genuine good story here. So it chose at me that making a climactic third act for the kids instead of telling a really good story. And I think that's what's going to hurt the film. You know what I'm saying? The story could have been a lot stronger, but it wasn't, at least in my eyes. I'll say the third act is good, but they rushed to get there. Like, it feels like, yo, this movie is zooming by. Oh, Aquafina's like, yo, I know them. Come on, zoom. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really get to spend time and just be like, all right, let's sit here for a second. Let's learn about this world for a second. Let's learn about this village for a second. Nope, gotta go. And I got, like I said, at the end of the day, I think that's what's gonna hurt the movie the most. I'll wrap it up here. This movie is not a bad movie, y'all. I know I gave my criticism, I gave my things I liked, but this movie in general is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, the characters are very likable. The comedy is really good. It's what really stood out the most to me in this film. The voice acting was really good. You have really great animation here. You know, you have all those good players in the film, but there's just certain things that, to me, hold this movie back. You know what I'm saying? I know that everybody says the rest of them are the really good ones. This one is where I feel like this is the mixed one. This is the okay one, I feel like. Because, like I said, I think this movie needed to be a little bit longer just so things were able to breathe. And then also, your characters here aren't that strong. You know what I'm saying? There's no real character here that just blew me away here. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that was memorable in this movie, I felt like, to me. So those are things that really, to me, drove down the film. But I will say, and no, this is a very fun movie to watch. The kids, I was in a theater last night with the kids. The kids were, whoa, that kind of sounds weird that I say that. Whoa, so take that back. I was in a movie theater, kids happened to be there. I'll say something like that. But yeah, they were having a blast, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I can't hate this movie, because this movie ain't really aimed towards me, but I'm having fun watching it. So yeah, man, take your kids, whatever. I guess I had fun watching it. Didn't think it was great, but I also didn't think it was bad either. It's right in that middle. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. So let me know what you guys thoughts on. If you guys have seen the movie, let me know down below. Y'all first time finding my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Also like the video. Tell me you guys thoughts, complaint, criticism, stuff down below. And hey, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.